So my name is Steve Bales. I'm with Visual Technology. It's a commercial video photography company that has been in existence since 1992. When I purchased my building in 2006, my wife and I had decided that solar would be a good addition to our building. We installed 80 solar panels on top of our building. It was a prime candidate for solar. It had a 25-year parts and labor warranty on it. It also allowed me to reduce my energy costs and get back close to $21,000 in dollar-for-dollar tax credits. It made sense, not only financially, but emotionally. The idea of burning fossil fuel when we had so much energy produced for free that was clean and renewable was the right thing to do. I think this pandemic has shown that our waters are cleaner, our air is cleaner. I think that the more we incentivize drivers to drive electric, would move the car industry forward. Green energy is the way to go.
I worked at corporate building energy conservation projects back in 1981. My career since then has always been as an energy engineer, and all in the conservation and energy efficiency world, and moved over into solar energy engineering, what I've been doing for the last 10 years. So I'm extremely happy where we are right now. We've gone from the political side of the resolution over to the action side of creating a plan. Smart folks and retired folks have put together a perfect opportunity for any community to take the template, engage the specifics, listing everybody in the community as a stakeholder to do their part. We need to talk more about energy efficiency and conservation. If you want to do something with your money, get a caulk gun, get a new storm door, get a new thermostat, or put in a mini split and get rid of your oil burner. In the next 10 years, I think we're going to be able to buy solar. Transportation, we'll be able to eliminate all our combustion. And as long as we recharge with renewable energy, we're 2/3 of the way there. And then we just need to get rid of the gas, propane, and the oil, and electrify and buy renewable. So for me, I like that simplification. I don't want to regulate anybody. The wife says, let's get a new stove. You say, let's get an electric. The next time you get a new hot water heater, let's take it off the propane or the gas, and let's get a heat pump or an electric. People will be able to invest directly in farms, nonprofits, buildings that will be able to produce their energy. They'll be able to be associated. The number one website that everybody should be looking at is their utility bill website. But ultimately, I'll say what I say at home. Turn off the air conditioner, turn down the thermostat, enjoy the weather. From the Parks and Rec point of view, a public lands, private lands point of view, I'm a total tree guy. Plant more trees.
I'm schooled as an electrical engineer, worked in that field for 8 years. I went into logistics and another 8 years, and now the last 25 years I've been programming.
You have a net zero home project in the works.
Yes.
Can you tell us what is meant by net zero in this situation?
Net zero is a broader term for a building that does not consume any energy. Like a lot of people try to achieve net zero through solar without thinking about their energy consumption. You achieved 60% of your net zero house by just looking at your house and see what you can do there. So the best thing you can do to a house is increase the insulation on your attic.
Right.
Standard is R19. Sometimes people have 2 layers of R19, but I have 3, and sometimes some places even have 4 layers. Big win. We have 18 panels on the roof, and we're going to add 22 more panels, altogether 7.5 kilowatt. Compare that to about 5 or 6 space heaters running full time. Smaller a heat pump is, the better the efficiency. I'm going to do 2 split level units, reducing my heating costs significantly. We also have purchased a Sunstar freezer, the thickness of the wall of a normal freezer, and this is the thickness of the wall of the Sunstar freezers. The average return on investment of a solar system is between 7 and 10 years. A system that would cost $30,000 10 years ago is now only costing $10,000. Plus the efficiency is much higher. We have a older type water heater, but the reason it's 20 years old is because we have insulated the thing with about R30. Standard is about R6. The electric heater elements will not be used so often, and the water temperature is very equal over the day, meaning the material doesn't stretch or crimp by heat changes. Normally a water heater lasts for about 7 to 10 years. My neighbor, he's already on his third water heater, which I think we should much more focus on doing it ourselves. Little projects, cheap projects, like composting is such an easy thing to do, and you get beautiful compost out of that. Plus, think about garbage. Take the bag away because it smells. The truck doesn't fill up as fast. So there's a lot of logistics behind garbage, which you reduce just by composting. When I lived in Holland, we know what happens with climate change because we see it firsthand.
Many societies have left more fertile soils, more biodiversity, cleaner water.
Could you explain exactly what a permaculturist is?
It is one who takes complete responsibility for her or his life as far as the total footprint, and then tries to be productive with it, have skills and approaches that make a joyful, resilient life for all possible. The biggest part of the approach is to say that the greenest possible power is that power we don't use. So yes, I've got a wood stove. Oh, but I've got a big leaky house that's poorly insulated and an inefficient wood stove. So I need twice as much. We can live in better ways more simply. We might be closer to our neighbors or our communities. We might have more people in the house tuned into the fact that, hey, we got 8 days where it's not in the 90s. So efficiency just means whatever you're deciding to do, you're doing it with less energy. I mean, efficiency can be good or bad. In my mind, it's a matter of what do you want to do? That's the question. We can be the best for people, the best for planet, the best for sharing and connection. So if we apply our ethics, we can eventually get to the efficiency. Ethanol is super clean burning, renewable. Ethanol is made in a really stupid way. Corn competing with what should or could be food growing, or better yet, habitat. You can get your green solar-powered lawnmower. Do you have a deeper rooted landscape? No. Do you have a diverse landscape? No. Are you building carbon in that soil? No. Are you helping relocalize your food system by having green lawn mowing? No. We can sequester carbon by building the soil, by having more diverse landscapes that have trees, shrubs, multi-layered landscapes. You're helping with the insect apocalypse. You're helping with pollinators. You're helping with carbon. You're cleaning water. You're building resiliency. You're relocalizing. All that. Carol and I built this house in '96, so it was a passive solar house with PV electric. So our solar panels are 24 years old and getting old. We have a whole house fan that sucks the heat out the top. And then many things about how we chose to build and design our landscape. There are a lot of farmers that are incorporating agroforestry, right? Organic Valley Co-op, with all their leftover tomatoes, corn things, they make their own transportation fuel. At reasonable scales with co-ops, farmers can do with a huge variety of products. So it's hard for one farmer to deal and let's say, make his own homemade diesel or his homemade transportation fuel. Biochar, the charcoal I make, that's great stuff, but it's another job for the farmer, right? But within every farmer is running on poor margins, beating their brains out, has a 40-hour-a-week job away from here and only grows corn and soy. It won't work in that model. Many people are growing food and restoring soil and having happy habitats, trees living short to medium term carbon and building their soils, which generally last longer, the carbon in the soils. So that's one of my other pet peeves, but I'm here for you.
Perfect.
Incentivize home scale resiliency. People could be encouraged to have chickens, to have less lawn. The covenants against having grass more than a foot tall are insane. People embrace the joy of physical work, reskilling. Why can't people fix things, right? More shops and home fix-its. Somebody within half a mile who does the sharpening, and I have the veggie transplants and the knowledge about grafting the fruit trees, and so everybody has something. Kids able to do things, being plugged in to usefulness and the satisfaction of physical jobs well done. Municipalities could really emphasize relocalization in purchasing power, but see to go toward municipal ownership, have contests for the happiest neighborhood that has the most diversity of people, trees, plants. Our regulatory system has made it about impossible. How big is the dairy you buy your milk from? It's humongous. That stuff is coming from multi-states. And that's not because the local dairy farmer wouldn't dearly love to sell to you. We have so overregulated our agriculture that the kind of farms we picture are patently illegal. As we learn more about the microbiome, a little brush with a little week-old chicken poop that, could be rinsed off quickly with water would not hurt our microbiome. We have an industrial food system, but it doesn't really serve independent farmers, localism, or really healthy people.